Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to As Told by Key. And I am Key, and this is 90 Day Fiancé recap. And I'm just doing Ricky today. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. So, when we first met Ricky, I thought he was like this real cool guy. He was like dad for his kids. But then as the show went on, I started realizing Ricky a little dumb, and I think he calls himself a hopeless romantic. But I got some friends that's hopeless romantics, and they are not as crazy, stupid as Ricky is. So let me tell you. So Ricky was married once before. He ended up getting a divorce from the first wife, and it was a result of his first daughter. Then right after that divorce, he remarried and then had another little girl, and Ricky has been rocking as a single father ever since. Now, technically, Ricky is still married. He's in a process of divorcing. He lives on his own with his oldest daughter, but Ricky gets on to, I think it's like a Colombian Cupid or something like that, where he meets these girls from Colombia and he tries to fall in love. Okay, that's no problem, Ricky. We cool on that. But Ricky meets Melissa, and this is who we first think that he's going to go do his before the 90 days with. So Ricky's talking to his daughter, and him and this girl have only been talking for like a few months, and he's ready to marry her. He has sent her money. Melissa is in school for nursing. She goes to university. She's in school for nursing, so she's really, really busy. But once Ricky let her know that she was like for real, like he was for real about coming to Colombia, she kind of like started backing off a little bit, because I believe that Melissa either has another boyfriend or she was only interested in the money. Now, Ricky gets to Colombia. He lets Melissa know that he's there. He sits and waits at a restaurant for about 3 hours, I believe. He got there like 7:30. She didn't show up until about 10. And when she shows up, she looked so uncomfortable. She looked like she really didn't want to be there. But Ricky was not letting up on the text messages. He was not letting up on the phone calls. So eventually, I think she just gave and she finally showed up. So when she showed up, she let Ricky know that she had some schoolwork to do and that she didn't know she was going to be able to hang out with him much. And I think that Ricky did not really give this girl an opportunity to say yes or no if she wanted to see him or not. I think Ricky just bought a plane ticket, picked the time to go, decided he was going to stay for 2 weeks, and just thought that she was going to just give all of that time and all of that energy to him because he is in love. So Melissa shows up, they have dinner, they have a couple of drinks, he gives her flowers, and then for 2 days straight, she blows him off. So finally, Ricky decides to tell us, okay, got us feeling bad for him. He finally decides to tell us that a couple of weeks after he started talking to Melissa, he was also talking to somebody named Jimena. I hope I'm saying her name right. Now, Jimena also lives in Colombia, and they met on the exact same website. And in the time that he was talking to Melissa, he was also talking to Jimena. He was sending money to both Melissa and Jimena. He said Jimena, I think he said about $1,500 in the time that they had been talking. And so Ricky decides that he doesn't want to feel sorry for herself because Melissa doesn't want nothing to do with him, and he realizes that he's a fool. So he finally shoots Jimena a text to let her know that he's in Colombia. Now, Jimena believes that he's there for her. Ricky does not tell her right off the break, oh, well, I came for another girl. She blew me off, so now I'm going to try to see what's going on with you. He doesn't tell her that she's feeling all special, like Ricky came here for me. He came here to see me, and I feel so good about that or whatever. And no, that's not the case, Jimena. So Ricky brings Jimena over. She's going to stay with him. They end up having sex because Jimena is like, nope, you going to get in this bed. You didn't came all this way for me. I have to give you something. Like, you've been so good to me. And she is into Ricky, I hope. It looks like she's into Ricky. I don't want to make any judgment calls because I've been played before with 90 Day Fiancé. I've been thinking that somebody's really there for them, and then I learned that they're really not. You start to see kind of like the shift once they get what they want. So I want to say that Jimena seems like she's for Ricky, and she really wants to be with Ricky, and you can just tell by the way she looks at him that she may really like him, and she's definitely more into him than Melissa was. So they do whatever they do the night that they get together, they have a conversation, and while they're having sex, Ricky accidentally calls Jimena Melissa. Then he lies his way out of it. And she says that, he made a mistake. He might be tired. She trusts Ricky, but girl, he's scamming you. He scammed us. Okay, we didn't know it was two girls. We didn't know that when we first met Ricky, and he made it seem like he was this respectful guy. And Ricky is a little bit of a, I guess I want to call him a dog. I don't know if I can though. I've debated with if what I want to call him, because he was technically not in any real relationship with either of these women because he had never met them. This is all internet talk. And when this internet talk, you can say whatever you want to say and you don't necessarily have to mean it. And, you don't actually even have to take it seriously if you're the person that's hearing the stuff. But for someone who said he was so deeply in love and had all this chemistry with Melissa, to hear him say the exact same stuff, saying that he's starting to fall in love with Jimena and he's feeling some type of way about her, it's like, dude, it doesn't even mean anything anymore. You say it so much that it loses its meaning. And Ricky says it quite a bit. He said the same thing about both of his wives. He said the same thing about Melissa, and now he's saying it about Jimena. So he starts digging a little bit because he starts to feel like Jimena's only using him for money. And so they go out on this little date and he spends some money on some bathing suits. And as they sit down, he starts questioning her about a nose job that she got. She explains to us that she had an accident and it was difficult for her to breathe, so she decided to have corrective surgery so she could breathe. So he asked her, did any of the money that he sent her go to that? She said, no, I already had the money. I already had my insurance approved for it, so no. And he then turns and asks her again, well, what did you do with my money? So with the look of, are you serious on her face, she tells us that she went to go see her sister. She bought a couple of things for her nephew. Like, she just took care of personal stuff, like things that, she felt like she needed to help take care of. And Ricky's like, I can see you're mad, and I want to tell you that I believe you and I don't want to listen to anything else. Like, I believe you. Like, I really do. And he was like, he could see that she was getting offended and she was getting mad and that he believed her. And I'm just like, if you felt like that, and all she had to do was tell you something so simple like, oh, well, I took care of my sister and my nephew and myself. And if you were just going to believe her, why question her about it at all? Because who's to say that she's not lying? I mean, I don't think she is, but she could be. We've all watched these shows and we've all been fooled by it before. It's not that far-fetched. Like, we've seen it. We see how this stuff plays out, you all. You get what I'm saying, though, right? So Ricky decides to tell her that he did not come for her and that Melissa, was the reason and the focal point of why he was showing up here. And quite frankly, I mean, I don't know if I would deal with Ricky if I was Jimena. Like, I can see where the opportunity would present itself for her and how it works for her to kind of forgive him and to try to move forward with him, because it's like, well, you're with me now, so that's all that matters. But it just shows that Ricky is easily, what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? He's just easily swayed by pretty girls. And that, to me, as a woman, would make me super nervous. You get what I'm saying? If she is in this for real with Ricky, and now Ricky's all of a sudden in it for real with her, even though he came to this country for a completely different woman, I would just have a whole lot of questions and a whole lot of concerns and like me, if I was Jimena, I would just have a lot of questions and concerns. You're sitting here questioning me about my motives when now at this point I should be questioning you about yours. Are you only looking for Colombian women because you think we're gullible? You think we're stupid? Are you only looking for a trophy wife? Like, what is your point of being over here hunting for these women to the point where you're sending them money left and right and left? And you don't seem to care about if it's going to hurt anybody or not, because my whole thing is, sooner or later, he would have had to tell Jimena anyway if him and Melissa would have worked out. You see what I'm saying? And even though Melissa wasn't really talking to him, I don't even think Ricky let her know, like, you know what? I can see that this isn't going to work. Well, maybe I missed something. I don't know. I've been, but I don't believe that he even told her, like, this isn't going to work out. I can see that you're not interested in me. I can see that, you want nothing to do with me. So I'm just going to move on. I don't think Ricky ever had that conversation with Melissa and, just to move on cleanly. He just took her not talking to him as like, well, she doesn't want nothing to do with me, so I'll move on. But he still has some type of responsibility. I don't know, you guys. You let me know. Comment down below what you think about Ricky and this crap. Thank you guys for watching. Love you. Bye.